Hello again. This is Properties of Exponents Part 2. The first rule that we're going to talk about on this part is the power rule. Notice that the rule says, when you raise a power to a power, multiply the exponents. Here's how it looks algebraically. Notice that there is a exponent inside the parentheses and an exponent outside the parentheses. This is the power raised to the power. Notice that I said a times b. A is the exponent here, b is the exponent outside the parentheses. So when you multiply these two, your new exponent is the product. Here's how it looks in real life. 2 to the third power raised to the second power. So that's 2 to the third times 2 to the third if you string it out. That becomes 2 to the third times 2, which is ultimately 2 to the sixth. If you're working with variables, x to the fourth power, all raised to the third power, when you string that out, it becomes x to the fourth times x to the fourth times x to the fourth. Then you get x to the fourth times 3. Ultimately, you have x to the 12th power. Please pause the slide, write down what you need. This should be on your graphic organizer. Here's an example. 2 to the third power raised to the second power. If you want to string it out on this line, it becomes 2 to the third times 2 to the third. If you string out all of those, it becomes 2 times 2 times 2. These 2's are your first 2. This 2 is these, 2 times 2 times 2. If you count them, it's 6. If you multiply this 3 times 2, 3 times 2, right here, you also get the 6. String out the example again. Here it is. X to the fourth power raised to the third power. That's x to the fourth 3 times. If you string out each of these individuals, you will have 1 set of 4, 2 sets of 4, and 3 sets of 4. Ultimately, x to the 12th power. Try these two. Pause the video for a couple of minutes, work on the back of your graphic organizer, and get a solution for these two sample problems. Okay, here are your answers. 2 to the third power raised to the third power means 2 to the third power times 3. 2 to the ninth power is your answer. V to the sixth power raised to the fourth power, V to the 6 times 4, so you have V to the 24th power. The second rule we're going to talk about today is product to a power rule. That rule says when you raise a product to a power, distribute the exponents to every part of every term. Here it is algebraically. The first product is m to the n. All of that is raised to the fourth power. So when you pass the 4 out to the m and then pass the 4 out to the n, it becomes m to the fourth times m to the fourth. Here's your example. 3x, quantity raised to the third power. So you distribute that 3 to the 3 and this 3 to the x. So it's 3 to the third times 3 to the third also. 3 to the third power is 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9 times 1 more 3 is 27 right here. And x to the third is as far as it can go. W to the third times z to the fourth, all raised to the third power. So you have w to the third 3 times. You have z to the fourth 3 times. That winds you up with W9, Z to the 12th. W to the 9th power, Z to the 12th power. Pause the video at any time you need help, and you can catch up. Here's how it works. I'm just going to leave you look at this for a moment. Notice that this 3 means everything gets the 3. Here it is strung out. And if you multiply this, you get 27 and x to the 3rd. Examine that, copy it if you need to, pause if you need to. The second example, the same way. Everything inside this parentheses gets raised to the 3rd power. So this W to the 3rd power has to be strung out 3 times. This Z to the 4th power has to be strung out 3 times. If you remember back to yesterday's lesson, when you're multiplying bases that are the same, you add the exponents. So here I did W to the 3rd plus 3 plus 3, Z to the 4th plus 3 plus 3. I'm sorry, plus 4 plus 4. So when you add these 3's, you get 9. When you add these 4's, you get 12. Here are 2 for you to try. Pause the video here and allow time to work. And here are your answers. I'm going to do an EduCreations video next. It will be the next link on your Tuesday work before you get to your assignment. I'll cover all 3 of these rules. In fact, I'll cover all 3 of these rules. Rule number 3 is quotient to a power. When dividing, distribute the exponent to both the numerator and the denominator and to every part. Here it is algebraically, m divided by n, all raised to the a power. So the m gets the exponent, as does the n. Here it is with numbers, 2 divided by 7, or 2/7, quantity raised to the 2nd power. When you distribute that 2, it goes to the numerator and to the denominator. Here it is strung out and multiplied. Here is one with variables, CD over GH. All of this is raised to the 4th power. So C gets the 4, D gets the 4, G gets the 4, and H gets the 4. Here is what it looks like a little more in detail. Pause the video if you need to. I did not string this one out. I think it's self-explanatory. You pass the 4 out to the C and the 4 out to the D. Here is what it looks like when you write it. You also pass the 4 out to the G and the 4 out to the H. Here is what it looks like. Here are a pair for you to try. Be careful here. When you think about the rule we just finished, you're going to have to multiply this 2 times this 5, this 3 times the 5, this 5 times the 5. Same thing here. D to the 4th power, you'll also multiply times that 5. On the numbers, just leave them with exponents. Do not multiply the 6 out 5 times. That will be a gigantic number and take way too much time. So just leave the number with an exponent on the 2 and on the 6. Pausing for you to work. Here are the solutions. The top one was easier. 7 squared is 49. 9 squared is 81. Here's the one you really had to be careful with. The 5 goes to the 2, the A, the B, and the C. Because A, B, and C already had exponents, you must multiply them. And you wind up with 2 to the 5th power a to the 10th power, b to the 15th power, c to the 25th power, all over 6 to the 5th, d to the 20th. Now, in reality, something I did not show you here, these answers would need to be reduced. And the reducing is easier if you come way back here. You can reduce inside this parentheses before you apply that 5th power. So this could be 1/3 and then raise it to the 5th power. Then this final answer would be just the A, B, and C with the appropriate exponents. This 6 would now be a 3 to the 5th. But I will show you this in more detail in Educreations, the next video. You should be getting your assignment worksheet, but before you start, please watch the Educreations video. It will give you more help.